Tonight, you're going to see body cam footage of an officer-involved shooting at a motel in Anderson yesterday. And Rachel Krause will be here to talk to us about that. We're going to talk about the Fast 5 opening day out at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. All quiet right now at IMS. Gates will be reopening tomorrow at 10 a.m. Another practice scheduled for noon. And welcome inside the comfy confines of the Channel 13 studios. Felicia is back tonight.
Yay. Thank you. I appreciate that. You said it's comfy. It's not comfy because it's cold.
Well, yeah, I guess it is.
It's cold.
Yeah. It's always cold.
A medium dip, a minor dip in temps.
Right.
We did. We're back on this direction, though. We were low 70s today, mid 70s tomorrow, and I have some 80s in the 7 day.
Ooh, I'd like to see those.
And another great day for practice tomorrow.
Good.
So if you're headed out to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, more hazy sunshine in that Thursday forecast. Will be 40s to start. So if you're going to be out right when the sun comes up, you might need a jacket or a sweatshirt, but we're going to warm quickly from there. 73 by early afternoon, and then we'll stay in the 70s all afternoon. Sunny and another mild day for Thursday. Friday, we warm into the low 80s for highs. There will be a storm chance on Friday. Friday's an important day at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It is Fast Friday, and the good news, we've got a slow arriving weather system for Friday. It's going to be in between Milwaukee and Chicago Friday morning. Still should be into the northwestern part of the state by midday. I'd say anytime after 3 o'clock. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway and everybody else with outdoor plans Friday afternoon and evening. We're going to have to keep a close eye on live Doppler 13 radar because there will be a few spotty showers and storms around. But this is, once it's in here, it gets out of here pretty quickly, and we're back into sunshine for the weekend.
We like that, don't we,
Yeah,
Felicia?
Absolutely.
You're happy about that?
She said we're trending in the right direction. I'm going to ride the wave.
Oh, all right. Love that. Want to show you the Fast 5 today from the opening day of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway practice on the famous oval. Two-time winner Takuma Sato, fastest out today. Scott Dixon coming in at number 2, so the Chip Ganassi team doing well. Santino Ferrucci, number 3. Alex Palou, who won the Grand Prix, came in with the 4th fastest lap today. And then Scott McLaughlin, who's been on a tear here in the IndyCar Series, coming in at number 5. And again, as Angela mentioned, we're going to have nice weather tomorrow. Be interesting to see who puts the fastest lap together tomorrow. We'll continue to cover that. Coming up at 11, we'll have some more coverage for you from the first day of the Indy 500 practice. Felicia, we got to talk about this body cam video that we're seeing from this Anderson motel shooting involving an officer today.
And it's tough to see. It's tough to see. Of course, there's still a lot of questions that are coming from it, but let's talk about it. Rachel Krause is here to share a bit more.
Yeah, so again, just to reiterate here, this was an officer-involved shooting that happened in Anderson at a Motel 6, and this actually happened yesterday morning. So why were they out there? The sheriff's deputies had been called out to the motel because they'd gotten a tip that 2 people who had active felony warrants were staying in one of the rooms. So they went there to serve warrants on Brooke Badger and John Nickham. So when they get to the motel room, they go up to the door, they knock on the door, and they say front desk. That gets Brooke Badger to open the door. She immediately walks out into the hallway, and officers, or deputies rather, they go in. Now, they don't ever clearly announce themselves as law enforcement or police at any time, but they do immediately, once they go in, they demand that the 2 men that are inside the room put their hands up. And you can hear one of them say, you know, what's the problem here? You can see they're kind of confused. The lights are off. They're a little bit kind of disoriented. It appears from the body camera video that was released from the Madison County Sheriff's Department a couple of hours or so ago. And the officers demand that they put their hands up. And then we see one of the men inside the room reach over, grab a gun, fire at the deputy. The deputy then returns fire. Now, luckily, no one was hit, according to the Madison County Sheriff's Department. And the deputy then immediately retreats into the hall. The SWAT team moves in, and that's where they find later that John Nickham, one of the men who'd been inside of the room, was dead from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. But there's been kind of a lot of questions raised here with this video, just the fact that they never once identified themselves as police or law enforcement officers, that they said front desk, rather than clearly announcing who they were when they were going just to serve felony warrants, which is something that is fairly common within the criminal justice system, happens all the time.
Let's show some of the video to you so you can see what we're talking about tonight.
Show me your hands right now. Show me your hands right now. Hands. Shots fired. Shots fired. Shots fired.
So that's video that the Madison County Sheriff's Department released earlier today. And you could see right clearly there how quickly things escalate from the moment that the deputies knock on the motel room door to when they start firing shots. It's about 30 seconds that elapse. It all happens very, very quickly. Now, I got the chance to speak with a former FBI agent and federal prosecutor, and he says, it's really not that uncommon that they might say front desk or use something like that just to be able to get into the room initially, just so that they don't have to worry about breaking down the door or anything potentially happen. But they say once they're inside is really very common practice, a tactical practice that officers have to then announce themselves as law enforcement in this situation. And he said that this is often a safety measure for the officers because a lot of times people hear police, they're not going to fight back. They know that something's going to happen and they're less likely to happen. Now, of course, something could always happen. And of course, a situation like that, we see those, of course, from time to time. But they say he took a quite close look at this video, and I'll have more of his analysis coming up tonight at 11.
Sounds good. Rachel, we'll see you tonight at 11. All right, we're going to make a unusual turn from that story to the Wienermobile. The Wienermobile has a new name
That was
tonight.
the breath.
That's right. They are calling it the Frankmobile. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about this. The Wienermobile getting this new name after nearly a century. It's going to be called the Frankmobile. It's mostly looks like the Wienermobile that you and I know and love, but they're getting new decals with the new name, reflecting the company's new recipe for all beef Franks. The company hasn't said if this new name of the Frankmobile is permanent or not. So Oscar Mayer making a change there. Any thoughts along the Frankmobile?
No, we talked about at the end of 5, what are they going to do with their jingle? The old school jingle.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I don't remember the lyrics well enough to sing
I'm
it.
not a good singer, so I will spare you. but-
Yeah, I was trying to recall. I hear it in my head.
Yes.
I can't get it.
Yeah.
I don't like it because I don't like the Wienermobile. Like that kind of rolls off your tongue. Frankmobile, it doesn't. It's just a
Yeah.
Frank Mobile.
Right.
Right.
Now, I know the
Doesn't
Frankmobile
roll.
is coming to Indianapolis, according to their website. There'll
What's
be,
that?
Uh,
The Frankmobile.
the Frankmobile.
What is that?
Wienermobile.
It's the Wienermobile.
See?
Okay, there you go.
See?
See, everybody's gonna
It's
be
not
like,
fun.
"What are you talking about?"
Right.
Nobody's gonna know.
So they know there are a lot of people in Indianapolis over the next couple of weeks.
Oh,
So
yeah.
they want to come where there's a lot of people, and so they'll be here. I think it's the 28th. They're going to be here in Indianapolis. So
On
anyway,
race day.
yeah.
The race is 28th.
Yeah, so there you go. So let's go ahead and tell folks what we've got. Glenn joining us tonight. Ralph is back with us. Fulton, Victoria. Let's see, Renita with us tonight. And Teresa says, I want this weather all year long.
Oh, I
Anything you
know.
can do about that for
No.
Teresa?
I could probably recommend a place for her to move.
Okay.
But not
Where would you
here.
suggest?
My
Florida, Hawaii,
husband- yeah,
California?
my husband thinks it's always this way in San Diego, but I've seen it cool in San Diego.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Because that's the thing, Florida does get hot and thick and sticky, and you know
does.
that's a whole different lifestyle
Yeah.
there. Like I
We
don't
don't
know
want
if
you
you
to
want to
move.
go.
So stay here, Renita,
Yeah.
right? Renita.
Teresa, I think.
Teresa.
Was that Renita or Teresa?
can't remember.
Forgive me,
Both
Teresa.
of,
Was
both
that
of you stay here.
But Teresa and Renita,
Tere-
stay
Renita
put.
did say it was
Stay
today was
put.
an absolute beautiful day. Renita, we're glad that you joined us. And Teresa, we're glad you joined us as well. All right, so tomorrow's going to be a nice day.
Yeah, sunny and warm again. Temperatures mid-70s, so it'll be a few warmer than what we had today. Low 80s Friday with a storm chance by the afternoon.
Yeah. Be interesting to see that Frankmobile on the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
To see the what?
Exactly.
Now that you say it a couple times, it kind of has a ring.
The Frankmobile.
No, it doesn't. Wienermobile, Wienermobile, Wienermobile. I wonder how fast that could go around the track.
It'd be kind of fun to see it.
I feel like it probably maxes out at like 85.
You think it goes
Probably.
that fast?
I think that's the max. 'Cause
Yeah.
don't they put these on the
They
on
do
the
put
highway?
them on the road, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if it stays in the slow lane. I'm not really sure. So
That's the
anyway.
max. Yeah. What
Our-
kind of license do you need for that?
We will have a lot more for you coming up tonight when we see you in about 50 minutes over on Channel 13. Thanks for joining us at 10. Good night.